Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Lively with CCPL's Tech Team here to discuss your printing options today. That can be really frustrating sometimes when you're not quite sure how to tell your computer exactly what you want to print, and sometimes even how to find the command to print in the first place. So in today's Tuesday Tech Tip, we're going to look at some options and make sure you feel really comfortable with how to do that. Stay tuned. So the first rule of printing is to know where to find your printing options. Many times we're in a program here like Microsoft Word, and you'll go up to your ribbon to find that choice. We'll use File and then find Print. As soon as we tap there, we'll have options here on the left that let us decide what to print, how many copies, and so forth. But it's not always quite that easy. For instance, if you're working in email, I'm going to pull up our email here, and you're reading a message, if you want to print that message, many people get tripped up by coming to, in this case, Google, our browser's menu in the top right, and noticing that print choice. That's going to actually want to print everything on the screen, the ads, the little bar on the left that shows you your different folders, lots of things that you don't need. Instead, make sure you're looking for your print options as close to the content that you wish to print as possible. I happen to see right above the message a little printer here. Let's compare that to a Gmail message. If I move over to Gmail, if I want to print this particular message, I don't see it quite at the top here, but over on the right a little bit, there is a printer. And so that would lead me to my options. Always look out for those little printer icons. Similarly, if we're in a PDF, many times we'll see these and have access to PDFs through websites to provide that content, maybe a form like you see here. If I need to print this form, I want to find that little printer icon. Have you spotted it yet? I see it right here in the top left corner along that toolbar. Now, there are often ways to get there through a file menu as well, so no harm in that, but it's good to look for the icon first. Let's return to that Word document. Remember, we had already said we wanted to print this by going to File and choosing Print. We see that it's a 2-page document, but it's important to look over here on this side at what your choices really are. And you'll see this when you're printing other things as well. Once you click on Print, you'll be led to these sorts of choices. So here I have a 2-page document. If I only wanted to reprint the first page, I could click next to Pages and simply type a 1. That's going to be a custom print job. If this had been a 15-page paper, and for some reason I needed to print a selection from pages 7 to 10, I could simply type 7-10 in a similar way. That won't mean anything to this document, so I'll take that out. You may have other choices as well. Most of the time those decisions have been made at this point. You're just ready to choose how many copies and you're ready to go. That may be pretty easy to figure out, but there are times where it gets trickier, especially if you're trying to print online content. Let's go back to our browser and open a new tab. This time we're going to go to a favorite we have here, it's CNET. So if we're looking for an article, I see one here on Windows 11, which has been in the news a lot lately. If I tap there to view the article, I may see an option to print it right in front of me, but it may not be that easy. So always remember your right-click option. When you're online, if you want to print, just point toward the content you'd like to print, right-click, and choose Print. You'll see that our print preview is loading, but it may not be as clean and nice as you'd like it to be. Nevertheless, you'll see the text, and you'll be able to have a copy of that if you wanted it. I'm going to cancel that and show you another option. Let me show you a more specific way to print the content that you want. I'm going to scroll down to a new part of the article. And if I point to the very beginning of the text I wish to capture, you see the I-beam there. I'm going to click, and then to show you just a small example here, if I point at the end of that selection of text, hold down my Shift key, and then click in that space, that click, shift, click shortcut will highlight all of the text there that you want to grab. Of course, we could have scrolled down before we did that last click and grabbed a little bit more text. Once it's highlighted, again, you right-click, print, and in this case, it's going to guess here that we only wanted that selection. So it's going to give us just that text that we really wanted to focus on. So all of that would be set, and you'd be ready to go ahead and print that out. I'll cancel that as well. I hope you found that helpful as you take a look at the things you might like to print so that you can make sure you're getting exactly what you want without wasting any ink or any money in the process. As always, make sure you give us a call or send us an email if we can help you with any of your technology questions or needs here in the CCPL Tech team. We'll see you next time.